Hello, hello, check, check. Mikrofonas, viens, du. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Yay.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Today, we have an event. It's called a Masterclass, Music plus NFTs, Mind Your Steps. And first of all, I would like to mention that the event is organized by Lithuanian Music Association, and it's actually financed by Lithuanian Council of Culture, so thanks to them. And we have a guest speaker today, Gleb Divov here. So Gleb is an inventor, visionary, creative technologist. Gleb is a show business professional, IT professional, serial entrepreneur with over 20 years of international experience. He's a culture tech, creative AI, and NFT pioneer, visionary, and founder of the leading private culture tech ecosystem in Baltics and the EU, which is called the FAYR Ecosystem. And I'm going to be your moderator for today, Tomas Paliūnas. I work at the 51 Music Group. I also run a label called Filter Jam. So today we're going to talk about NFTs. And welcome, Gleb.
And not only.
And not only, that's right.
Hello, everyone. It's really nice to see at least that much people, and still some who not attended but will attend. Out of the experience of the last, I don't know, 5 probably years that I'm doing such things, that's the normal amount of people who really listening and who able to interact. So one of the ideas for today was, okay, I need to prepare some presentation, some slides, and go on. But since it's the standard thing, I decided that today it will be less slides and more talk. And if you can just participate in this talk, that would be fantastic. All the questions, all crazy ideas are welcome. So I don't know. Let's start and let's go step by step.
Let's begin, and let's begin with a very simple question, I guess. And the question is, can you please explain what NFT actually is?
At this point, I would like to ask all of you, do you have any actual experience with NFT or just some knowledge or something? So those who have no idea about that, only heard about it.
It would actually be interesting to hear what people heard about it, probably. Any guesses?
Okay.
Do we actually have a microphone? A second microphone? I think so. Okay, I'll come up to the people.
Okay.
Anybody wants to talk? No problem.
Let's talk.
Anybody wants to tell us what they think an NFT is? Yay. Hold on.
Is it like rights to music online? The future of rights to owning your rights to some piece of work, piece of art? Just
okay.
like general, description.
Okay, nice idea, great. That counts. Someone else?
Anybody else? Yeah.
Blockchain technology, but I don't know much, just mostly from you. But didn't had a chance to attend the event before, so I came to catch up.
Okay, it's great to be the pioneer.
So we have rights, something about rights, and we have blockchain. So Gleb, can you join those things together?
Yeah,
and tell us what that
so I will try to put it in a simple way. So NFT as the technology is more like a digital certificate for some asset. It means that if you buying something in a shop, you get in a receipt that you own in it. So NFT is this receipt, but in a digital form. This could be really useful for a lot of use cases. Some of that is the music that we're discussing today. But in general, it's only receipt. So it's not the file, it's not the JPEG, or it's not MP3. It's about technology that's storing this data in the blockchain and leaving it here forever. So it cannot be changed, and it states that this asset is connected to exact wallet address. So that's very, very simple way to explain what is it. But the thing about that it is, of course, connected to blockchain. And about the rights, at some point, it is true, it is still in development. And I hope that very soon that would be exactly it.
It's a very good analogy with the receipt when you actually buy something physical in the store, right? You get a receipt. And to dive in a little bit more, so whenever talking about music, artists own rights and copyrights and certain rights. Can you expand a little bit on the differences in NFTs and the received owning something and the actual copyright? Can you just explain a bit more?
So there is different things, and actually the copyright stuff is at the moment in the huge discussion around the world. So a lot of legal attorneys and staff participating and trying to create some sort of normal scheme how it should be connected. Generally, it is at the moment only confirmed that this piece, this asset belongs to this wallet, and that's it. Everything else that could be connected to the rights should be provided by the artist in the metadata, just because metadata couldn't be changed, and that's the thing which will be your proof of what should be done, what could be done, and what cannot be done.
Okay, so diving a little bit more further deep into the technology, I guess also we mentioned some blockchain and you mentioned the wallet. I guess, could you explain a little bit more on how actually the wallets work and how the whole technology works and how it relates to NFTs? Just a little bit more for us, please.
A little bit or technologically?
We have time.
Okay, so the blockchain is the, let's say, decentralized database which stored on a lot of computers around the world, which allow to have this unchangeable thing. And if at one computer it will be changed until all others confirm this change, it will stay changed on only one computer, and every else, like every other computer, would provide exactly how it was before the change. So that's about unchangeability of the blockchain. Wallet is the address on this network, on this database, which belong to exact one computer. How it works, wallet can, with this address, can be associated some assets, some tokens that are stored on that blockchain, so records on the blockchain. And you can, with wallet, you can manage that records. So probably not really technical, but still gives an idea.
Right. So you mentioned these separate networks. So in theory, many networks can exist around the world. So even now, we could create our own network. Is that right? Let's say,
if you would like to have a private blockchain, yeah,
yes,
of course.
Private blockchain.
So
let's say we bring our laptops, we have our servers here, we could create our own blockchain here.
As a test net, definitely it's not a problem.
Right. And the biggest sort of blockchain networks in the world, quite a few obvious ones, right?
Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tezos.
Right.
So some of those which are right now at the moment most popular, most developed. There is Solana trying to take the lead. And actually a lot more. So there is a lot, since probably since 2017, there was an explosion of all these networks, so all other blockchains. And right now, so main survived and main developed are those that were named.
How much energy does it require and resources to run or participate in one network?
If you would like to have a node which calculating and doing stuff, and depends on which network. Sometimes it could be really heavy stuff, but since same Ethereum moved to proof of stake not so long ago, right now it like as running your usual computer stuff.
Right, so it's becoming more efficient, right?
It's becoming more not only efficient but green by default.
Nice. And can you explain us a little bit what changes are perhaps and how it's becoming more efficient?
Basically, to confirm that this record is exactly true. Computers needed before, with the proof of work algorithm, make some complex equation.
Calculations, yeah.
Yeah, calculation. So that required a lot of computing power and, of course, wasted a lot of energy. With the different thing, it's about finding the consensus on different algorithm, which is not about calculating, but about confirming.
Right. So it does the calculation less times or just once?
Instead of doing it
many times?
First of all, it does less times, and it has more efficient algorithm on this confirmation thing.
Makes sense.
So definitely, just as Ethereum stated, they cut it probably 95% of energy with the move to proof of stake. So it is really one of the things. And if we talk about other blockchains, same like Tezos or Vax or Near, they from beginning were stating that they are zero emission blockchains because they not using all these things, proof of work and stuff. So there is a lot of different algorithms actually. Right. So it's not only one solution, and there is a lot of development.
We have a question. Just a second, please.
Could you explain the proof of stake, what it is, proof of stake, because you're mentioning it.
So with the proof of stake, it's more like, it's hard to explain it in a simple way, but it's more about like when all the computers confirming without calculation, but based on some other things. So that record goes into the blockchain. So it means that it's more like similar to voting, kind of.
So let's say if there is a database, a very old school database, there is one machine, one server, one computer where it stores all the data, right? And in these blockchain technologies, let's say there's 10 computers that store exactly the same information, but it's not in one computer, it's in 10 computers. So previously, if you made the transaction, so it had to verify in all 10 machines, presumably, or many different times?
There was many different algorithms, but the thing is that like if it's
so it had to check all of those databases.
Yeah, if it's very old school, it was you changing on one, on every computer appears the prompt that you need to confirm that it's okay.
Okay, and now it only has to do it a few times instead of many times.
Right now, it's more, let's say, it's more efficient in a way that this confirmation comes naturally by the algorithm.
Right, okay, I see. If that makes sense. Okay. Diving a little bit more into the Metaverse, I guess it would be interesting to know what anyone from them has heard about Metaverse and what it is. Anyone?
Any experience with Metaverse or something, or?
Wrong answers are okay as well. Microphone is coming, as always. Thank you.
It's like a virtual reality, like I don't know, an ecosystem. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, I would say just like a future of virtual reality, like selling and trading online.
Correct point. Anyone else? Okay, so absolutely correct about the word ecosystem, and points about selling and stuff, not exactly trading, but it's more, let's say, visual and integrated, let's say, solution and tools to have connection between people, have connection on a exchange level, so trading in a way of selling or something, or providing things. And at the same time, since it's in development, it's up to you to decide what you want to bring to that metaverse. So at the moment, we're really living in a fantastic time where we can create something in our mind, come over and say like, okay, I have this great idea. And you can develop this great idea, and that could be one of the standards of the future.
So how many metaverses currently exist? Are there many of them?
Many, of course, yeah. So probably since the boom was at 2008 and 19, when they started developing all different things and providing, like, my solution is like this, my solution is better. In modern world, Facebook pushing Meta, there is a lot of examples of different metaverses like voxels, like Decentraland, like AltVR, and all these things. There is attempts of same Oculus. Okay, since it's part of Facebook,
is it the biggest?
Hmm?
Is it the biggest? Meta and Oculus, is it the biggest metaverse?
Not the biggest, just
most popular,
more specific, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So those who really focusing on things connected with art, music, and stuff prefer same Decentraland or voxels or something like that, because it's more, I don't know, more underground in a way. If you want to use some simple solution, okay, there is a lot of ready-made packages, and you can just like use that, but you definitely need to pay for that.
Can you tell us a little bit more about any of those other metaverses? Because there's many, there's not just one metaverse, but then can be many. So can you tell us more about what they are, how they work? And
so the idea about virtual world is absolutely correct. And it's more about, I don't know, I still have this old feeling when I first, like back in the 2000s, saw Second Life, which was one of the first multi-player virtual realities. I still have the same feeling that people trying to, in some way, reinvent that. Popular metaverses are usually exhibition spaces or performance spaces. People using that for display of their works or streaming of the performances and something like that, along with some products or same NFTs of artworks or other assets. So it's definitely some of the, like, this place could be virtual. And we can have here, I don't know, some pictures on the wall that you can click and buy straight away, some music streaming out of window, and you can buy and you can just like get the asset with that. And you can come over, you can see others who's sitting or standing or doing something, and you can talk with them. So it's about interaction, it's about some action, and it's about actual content.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the possible engines that power these sort of things? And if you would want to build something like this, let's say you used a very good example of this library, and let's say we wanted to use a virtual copy of this library in the metaverse. So how this can be done, where it can be done, where to start?
A lot of different ways. So starting from, I don't know, Mozilla have free, let's say, I cannot call it metaverse because it's not really well integrated with all the payments and stuff. But speaking about virtual world, Mozilla Hubs is one of the great examples how you can do these basic things, integrate links to, I don't know, to some NFT platform, and there you have something like kind of metaverse. There is Crypto Voxels, formerly Crypto Voxels, right now it calls Voxels. You can buy space there and have own performance space or gallery or something like that, and you can do whatever you want. Same with Decentraland. AltVR offers different possibilities for creating your own things, but it's more complicated. And if we're talking about any virtual thing, so with Mozilla Hubs, there is editor Spoke included that you can easily, sitting only with browser, create your own space and use it. For more complicated versions, probably you will need some software like, I don't know, Blender or something like that. Create your own space and export that and then use it the way you want. And other companies providing own tools. So they trying to make it like more simple, so simplified process and so on. But still it requires some basic knowledge that you, I don't know, can start with basics But if you want to dive in, you need to learn something.
Great, and going back, oh, we have a question, please, if possible.
Okay.
But this, I don't know if I've got it correctly, but this sounds like some sort of more elaborate just trading platforms or something. We're like talking here about you can sell this, sell NFT, sell music or something. So it's just like 3D or I don't know, eBay or something, more elaborate selling space.
This could
This
be like
metaverse.
This could be like this. That's one of the options. So it's absolutely correct that this could be, I don't know, 3D eBay. Yeah, why not?
You can also hang out with other people.
Yeah, it's like you could not only sell and list and watch what's happening, but also hang out, talk, and I don't know, have a virtual drink.
Right.
Or virtual dance. That's one of the interesting thing about metaverses and gatherings, that all these models are usually animated with dance movements. So you just like can come into the room and there is a lot of people just standing and dancing.
I guess we're going a little bit off topic, but we have time, so
yeah,
let's just
we
delve
have
into
time
it.
And it's cool.
So one of the things I've seen recently for anyone who played computer games, especially shooter computing games, you would usually use the keyboard or the mouse, or you use the joystick. But now there seems to be like some technologies where there's some sensors on yourself, and there is like a circle, and you are placed in the circle, and you can start running around, like with some sort of virtual gun or rifle, and you can run around, and the technology actually shows your movement in that circle, which is actually a physical thing somewhere in a studio, in your bedroom, somewhere, and that movement is replicated in the metaverse. So that's also something that we probably can see more going forward, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. All the things that usually connected with gaming are eventually coming into that, because it's more fun, it's more gamification and more involvement. And speaking about the controls, usually, since right now still the main probably thing is to hang out and to have some exhibition, it's more about using the regular keyboard to walk around. But if you use, I don't know, same Oculus or any other virtual glasses and so on, and you have these controllers, you can use that. So you can walk in virtual space and use all your devices, even, I don't know, motion capture costumes. Probably they already integrated, and some things with sliders and all this on.
Right, and I guess also if you're in a virtual performance, a nightclub or whatever, then there's some music playing.
Definitely.
So you can own the NFT, which is like a receipt of what that you sort of own that music that's playing, right? So getting now back on topic and about NFT is a very nice segue into it. So let's say someone from the audience is like making music and they want to make sure that they release an NFT, someone can buy it, and it's actually playing in a virtual environment. Can you talk us through that process of how it's done?
So there is a lot of there is a lot of possibilities with that. So starting with same crypto streaming, which so far trying to go further in development, but still not a good solution, I would say, because to stream and straight away pay for that stream, not everyone is ready to do that according to all this like wallet statistics and so on. They tried to make some monetization model. So far, I'm using some of that streaming services. Even I have streams, I still don't have anything out of that. So streaming, crypto streaming, or I don't know, blockchain streaming, how to call it, more interesting, NFT streaming, is not the thing at the moment, but hopefully it will be in the future. The other thing that, again, back to the practice, people usually, especially those artists who are on the labels, prefer to use NFT for things that are not released. So it's exclusive, it's some unreleased stuff, or just some new previews or something like that to spark the interest for upcoming release. And there is a lot of ways to get in some sort of game. So you giving this, like you putting out this NFT, those who buying it getting other exclusive, which are, for example, physical or something like that. So it's the thing that should be planned and should go through all this roadmap, but it's still not common thing. The other thing is just releasing the whole album as NFT, and you can buy it as much as you want, and it's up to you how to do it. But the thing about releasing it, I don't know, for example, with same OpenSea platform or some similar, this allow everybody to listen to it, and only those who would want to buy this NFT, they will actually pay. So there is some tricky situation, might be. One of the solutions is to put, again, pieces of tracks, those who buying it getting full track for download. So there is a lot of other strategies, but that's basics.
Right, that's one of the basic strategies, right? And what does it take in terms of possible community and fans to try and release that NFT? How do you build that community, and how do you engage with them? How do you explain what that is? Or do they have to know themselves what that is? What's the process there with the community?
That's the thing which, again, a lot of discussions happening. I don't know, I believe that if you have interaction with your community, with your listeners, and you really talking with them, it's really great to educate them, or if you start it yourself, educate together with them. It makes you more connected community, and this way some of those who can bring some new ideas can help you develop the whole thing. So I believe that there is no need to have community which is prepared. It's better to go and talk with them, communicate, share your progress, and this way get them involved into all this development. This way you have great fan base, this way you have interest, this way you have educational things which are really helpful for everyone. And at the same time, you go in step by step up to the release.
Do you think it's better to try and start explaining what an NFT is to the audience before you actually do it, before you actually release an NFT? Or is it better just to, let's say, start some sort of a crowdfunding or something to release it, and then during the process you would explain that? How would you do it?
That's really up to the artist and to community. Some of them, I don't know, we had interesting experience with one of old-time rappers from America, and their fan base was negative about an NFT without any explanations, any questions. So they started doing some tests, and it's great that we haven't started the project, because we were going to push a very complex scheme with physical releases, with concerts and so on and so on. But before, I suggested that we should just start and try asking about all these things and giving some ideas. So with first post, straight away it was 90% negative. So that allowed to just like try another strategy and save a lot of money, because all this promotion and all this physical releases and costs cost a lot. So we were just like, okay, that's wrong strategy. Let's reframe it. Let's reprogram it. Another example is that one of good examples of young generation of indie artists who were just like communicating and got response from the community that they are actually not against. They don't know anything, but they are okay to learn. So they started developing that, and they lead whole development up to release, and that was successful. And even as I remember, there was a situation when he decided to just stop following sales and burn the exact NFT, so it could be even more limited. and even more for the community and not for all the future stuff. So that's other great example.
Right. On that note, it would be interesting to know actually how many people in the audience are artists or have bands. So I know there's one band there. Yeah. Anyone else? Maybe you at the front. If we can maybe have the microphone, please. Thank you. So what do you do? What's your occupation? Are you an artist? Do you have a band?
Yes, I am artist. Hi, hey everyone, but not from music. I'm more a visual artist. A
Visual
painter,
artist.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. What's your name? How do you go by?
My name?
Yes.
Rolandas Zigonis.
And is that your artist name as well?
On like Instagram or Facebook, it's Roland Wing.
Cool. We'll check it out. And other people at the back, perhaps?
I'm creating music, not released anything myself. I used to play in a band, but now more of a band manager for a long time, helping to release the album. And the question related could be like if there is a streaming and people are already, as from my point of view, maybe as I see it, it was already not too much people downloading anything, buying a copy of song or the album. Yeah, on the concert, CDs not popular. Maybe vinyl is getting a revival of vinyl, but just also in some part. The most things are in streaming, and it's growing, and the downloads decreased as far as I know. So what could be convincing? How could you convince to try to change your community to start? Is it a download, or is it is different thing? Probably very different.
Exactly different.
Yeah, but it's a good question. Yeah, I mean,
you still need to change your the way you listen to music.
You need to change your mindset.
Yeah, exactly. So why to do it for your audience? You have you have an audience. You want to grow it, but the audience streams music now.
yeah, if I could just quickly also get the impressions of the other few people at the back and the occupations, we can definitely come back to this very good question. Are you an artist, creator, band manager, label manager? What do you do?
I'm a musician.
Musician. What sort of music do you make?
World music.
Great. And
Sounds great.
and at the back?
I'm just a drummer and looking for a group, just researching everything. So.
Great.
Cool.
Great. So
we have researchers in the audience. That's cool.
Research is nice. So plenty of creator people for sure. So musicians and visual creators.
All others are from the music side.
Getting back to the question and with this creator audience, so if you're a creator, either music or visual, you want to make sure that you'll get paid for your art and audience engages with your art. So very good point in music and streaming, you know. So there was always used to be a ways of selling merchandise and downloads and CDs and whatnot. And NFTs, could it be another way of earning additional income for a musician? And if so, what are the ways, what are the benefits that the fans are getting it? What's in it for the fan if they are buying an NFT from a musician or a creator or a visual artist?
So that's the question which have a lot of answers, and that answer is changing with the time. So for the first time, for the first part about if you can live by selling your art or music as NFTs, before, let's say in 2018, 19, maybe 20, there was a lot of ways to push the hype up to, I don't know, to the ceiling and get a lot of money from your sales. because it was more close community, and that was more about how you communicate, how you make in your story. Right now, since there is a lot of things published every day as new NFTs and so on, so OpenSea is a great name because it's really limitless sea of everything that really hard to find. So right now it's more about developing your own story and be a figure. So have your own, let's say, brand. That's the first thing. For fans, for those who follow in you, there should be different ways of how this NFT can bring added value. Because without that, it would be, okay, this artist again jumped on a new hype and trying to either get some money or just try to look cool. So in this case, it's still going back to the development of the community and what you want to bring to the community and what community can additionally have from that. So in this case, yes, you can live out of NFTs if you have millions in your community and they are supporting the idea about technology. If you're not that one of the million artists, then you need to have your own strategy, and this strategy should be community-centered. So you bring in value to the community, community bringing value to you and for you.
And you mentioned something about that, getting into what that value could be. You mentioned some additional concert tickets or maybe free downloads.
So that's one of the things. The thing is that probably up to 2021, the most popular way is to put out some asset, like, I don't know, picture or video or just music or some parts, just as NFT, and that's it. After that, people started thinking about the utility that you can connect to NFT. So 2021 and right now, it's happening that a lot of artists and a lot of actually companies using NFTs as the key to another world. For example, same Metaverse, so you can buy NFT, then you're authorizing with your wallet and you're getting access to special room when you can have a lot of different things. You can have exclusive downloads. You can have backstage at the concerts. You can have just some exclusive concerts. So right now, as I mentioned before, so it's up to you to create the whole roadmap. And as crazy as it could be right now, it's possible to just implement it and have something really valuable for you, for fans. And it will be mutual because you educating and they are bringing much more in a way that if you communicating with them, out of any communication, there could be a lot of pluses for both parts. So in this case, that's like just some of the utilities that could be. A lot more, what you will just invent, that could be possible, that could be done.
Great. So maybe at this point we can delve a little bit more into practical matters. So you have some screenshots and slide for us.
Yeah, probably we need to straight away scroll to the practical part screen.
Sure. So your pointer here. Yep.
So. Okay, so probably out of our plan, we kind of walked through all of this. And so practical steps, all about wallets and stuff and so on and so on. So first thing, in this example, I'm talking about the Ethereum blockchain and the MetaMask wallet, which is right now most popular. So that's actually the steps of the creation of the wallet to show that it's not really a complicated thing. And first thing, you have to just use your browser. MetaMask available for most of the popular browsers. Go to metamask.io and download, depending on which browser you have, either from Chrome Store or from other store, just a plugin. Install it. And then you have screen like this. So you already have this MetaMask ready on your browser. And next step is to create exact wallet. So the thing is that, okay, wait a second. This exactly part, so for creation of the wallet, and if you had wallet before and you want to migrate, you're just using that part, and that's it. So if you click on create a wallet, first you need to create your password. That password is for wallet on the computer, so it's not really, let's say, it's important to have it normal as a normal password, but it's not critical. So then you getting the thing which called the key phrase. So these are these words, and the way how they go one after another is really a critical thing that you need to remember, or better write it down, because it is the phrase, seed phrase, which will allow you, in any case, restore the wallet. Then when you wrote down it, next thing is that you have to confirm that you wrote it down and you actually remember the way it was written. And after that, that's done. So it means that you have the wallet, and the wallet usually looks like this. So it shows you how many money or how many Ethereum ethers you have, or if you using that with different blockchains, so it's possible to use it with others, with other tokens. It will show you how many tokens you have. Then there is a possibility for direct work with just another wallets. Then you have activity, just the history of what was and what you're doing, and assets. Right now, since it's new wallet, you have only one token type here, but you can add a lot of others. So it's just a managing tool. Using this managing tool, we can go to the same, like I mentioned before, OpenSea platform, just OpenSea.io. First thing that it asks is to connect your wallet, so you would be identified. When you identifying, first it shows you that it wants to connect to MetaMask. It shows you your address, your account. You click on the next, and that's the procedure which called signing. And then you allowing to use your wallet on the OpenSea.io, so you connect in your wallet. And you just have, if it's first time, you're getting license agreement. So you're agreeing and signing that you understood. And that's one of the things that I would like to turn attention to. So when you're signing something, usually it shows you what you are signing, which site. And here is the address. And some fake websites can turn you into signing something, but actually you're signing a transaction. So if there is some down there, so you need to, it's better to scroll and to see what's written there. So if there is some fees involved in any cryptocurrency and so on, you need to think what you're signing, and usually you need to see which website is actually asking for that. Because some fake websites that trying to steal money from your wallet, using the same procedure, but you are signing a transaction that you're transferring money from your wallet. So when you sign that, you just go into the main view of the OpenSea. You can explore what's there, or what we would like to see is the create option. So you click on create, and you start in the procedure of creating your first NFT. The screen for creation looks like this. So create new item, it's exactly this item that you will be connecting as NFT. This could be the full thing. So if you would like to sell, I don't know, starting from image or video, music, 3D model or something, that could go here, or here could be a preview. That would be the first thing, the cover of what you would like to actually sell. Then you need to have a name. What's happening? Okay, so you need to have a name. Name should be self-explanation and quite clear. So better to have not like complicated name with a lot of hashtags as usually people write in Instagram. So it's something clear but still self-efficient and not a short one. Then we have external link if you have, for example, for artists who work with visual arts. If you have your portfolio on the website, that's the great place to put a link to it or exactly to your work. Then we have the great thing which called description. It is not mandatory, as you can see, but that's the tricky part, where you can state exactly all these things about which rights you want to give and what you can allow to do and what you not allowing to do. So you can say that I'm only given the right to just have this and that's it. You cannot use it, you cannot do anything, but you can just own it. So you owning the asset, but you, I don't know, same like with Bored Apes. Actually, you don't have a right to display it.
Right, so you just have the receipt.
You just have it as your asset and that's it. All these galleries who trying to just like show it on the screens and so on, doing it illegally.
So it's the same equally when buying. You have to check what you're buying.
Yeah, of course. But that's the thing which, if it's not stated, it's not the thing. So it's exactly the way that if you would like to go with this data to, I don't know, to the court or to any other lawyers and so on, that would be the crucial part. So far, the metadata that you're adding to your NFT is on your site. So if you added all the things that you want to share, that could work for you for any future things. So in description, you usually writing the normal description, but not like a very long, but you explaining. And if you have a website, you can put link, same as above, or just specially for a piece, and have the full description there. So usually if buyers would like to learn story about that, and you just need to have the sneak peek of the story, that would be really inspiring and motivating to just like learn more about that. And then all these things about copyrights, if it's not really important to you, you can skip that. But if you would like to have some, I don't know, if you're thinking about the future, about some other things that you would like to do with this asset, that's really important to put it here. Then you have, so OpenSea have these collections things, so it will ask you to create your first collection. So that's one of the things that is like during the process you creating your first collection. If it's series of artworks, it's really important to create collection for that series. If it's album, that could be album. If it's just, I don't know, some outtakes or work in progress or some sneak peeks, there could be the collection for that. So it won't be in one piece, and it won't, so actually creating collections help people to find your work by keywords and all these things. So by the name of your collection, they can also find what you putting out. Next, after the collections, OpenSea from the time of CryptoKitties and CryptoPunks and stuff have a lot of things for additional properties, levels, and stats. That's a gaming thing in some way, but this also works as, let's say, some hashtags analogs. So you can find by properties, you can find by any stats or any traits. And if you're doing big collections, some of the traits could be exactly stated here. Then you have this thing which I was talking about, this unlockable content. So if you would like to have only a cover, but the full file will be available the other way, that's the place which you can select and put a link to exactly your file or your page or something, or just a promo code with the description what to do with that. And that would be only available to those who will buy that. So for one of the things that we were creating with, it would be better to say with the sculpture, there was the description and the code how to get exactly physical sculpture when you're buying this NFT. So it was the collaboration, let's say, tangible, physical collaboration, and a way to bring together visual art, physical, and let's say virtual art, and make the exactly full link between virtual world and real world.
So the buyers of that could actually have that sculpture delivered to their own
Yes,
place?
exactly.
Okay, and
exactly.
how was it done? Was it an external website where you have to fill
Yep.
in your address, perhaps? And
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
So that there is usually just a text form. You can write wherever you want. And you can think about any strategy, how you would like to involve people with that. So if they get in it, you can just provide things like, okay, you can, I don't know, starting from gamification thing, like you need to come to the address and do some stuff there, or you need to just go to the website and enter your, I don't know, address or call us. So there is the special phone. So it's again up to how you would like to interact with that. And this thing is about the content, exactly the content. So for explicit content, there is special category, and it's better to provide if it is like that. Some people prefer to play with the rules and so on and so on. Some of their works getting some bad marks and so on. So then you need to say how much you want. So if it's art pieces, it's better to use one, so it's unique. If it's something, let's say, limited amount of copies, you can write that limited amount here. For music, depends on strategy that you're selecting. I saw thousands, and I saw that it was like only 10. And it was like, if it was only 10, it was connected with the strategy with unlockables and all other features that you can get when you have this NFT.
So theoretically, you can do it even with a very small audience. But if you have a very small but engaging audience, you can still do just a couple.
Yep.
And you can still do some cool things.
Yep. Yep. And then the last thing is that you can select exactly network blockchain, which you would like to use. There is a lot of different blockchains available at the moment. Ethereum involves real money, so you need to pay for transaction that's happening on the blockchain. And one of the popular now is the Polygon network, which doesn't involve any real money, so you can just create your NFT for free and sell it. So usually for experiments, it's easy to select Polygon and start doing that. For something that already developed, and if you want to just like go further, you can select Ethereum, and that would be the thing. And after that, you just like pressing on the create, and you have your NFT created. So that's like really simple like that.
Nice. Any questions about the process? Any thoughts anyone's going to try? Yes. Question.
I didn't quite get the part with like involving real money or something. So if you like create an NFT you want to sell, and you say that it costs like, I don't know, some Ethereum or something, so you have to like pay something in advance or just a tax
Fir-
after
first-
the transaction or something?
First, you have to have that Ethereum in your wallet. So you need.
Okay, yeah, I can't just say that like I've created an NFT and I like think that its value is like I don't know, whatever.
You can.
It's just the value is based on Ethereums rather than on euros, for
No,
example.
the value is based on how you would like to value it.
Right.
And how you put in it, like how of your, the whole idea is that as with any artist, you can sell your art, you can sell your music up to, I don't know, for millions because you name the price. But it's how, like, it's up to you how you communicate this price and why it is like that.
Okay, so let's let's give it very practical. Let's say we have a single. Okay, we have a community of fans, and we want to sell an NFT for that single. And let's say to engage the audience, we said we're going to give a free concert ticket, which the band is playing next month, let's say. So if anyone's buying that single, an NFT for that single, they also get a concert ticket, right? So how much would it actually cost for the band to do that?
Again, depends on which blockchain to use. So if
Let's
it will be Polygon,
let's say
it will be free.
Polygon is free.
Yeah.
So you open a wallet with...
Same wallet, so same all the steps that we just
Does it
went
actually
through.
cost anything to open a wallet?
No. No.
It's free,
No.
so you can open a wallet
Yep.
for free. Okay. And if you're using the Polygon network, then the transaction whenever someone's buying that NFT is also free.
For those who's selling it, yes.
And
For
those
those who buying, they have some small fee, network fee. So
so they presumably they also have to have a wallet.
yeah, of
If
course.
someone wants to buy an NFT and they're a fan, they also have to have a wallet.
Yep.
And in that wallet, they have to have Polygon cryptocurrency?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They have to have Polygon tokens.
And if we're speaking about Ethereum, they have to have Ethereum.
Yep.
And if you're selling through an Ethereum network, then you have to pay some transaction costs.
Yeah, and that costs still, okay, that some amount. So it's definitely...
Any rough figure how much that transaction is?
I haven't checked since the merge to this proof of stake, but still it's like it involves money. And that's why I was not recommending to, I don't know, to small bands that we worked with, straight away use Ethereum network. Because, I don't know, if your fans are not really, I don't know, out of celebrities and stuff, they cannot, like at that time it was for one transaction you have to pay around probably 70 euros was at that time.
This is for the audience or for the band?
Yeah, this for
when
the
you
audience,
upload?
for the audience.
Okay,
And it was like, okay, we would like to sell this piece for, let's say, for 10 euros, but you need to pay 10 plus 70 for network fees.
So it has to be really expensive when you're selling.
Exactly.
If you're using Ethereum.
Yeah.
It has to be like... at
So
least
right now situation kind of changed, but still it's like...
Okay. And you're using, if you're using Polygon, then presumably the transaction is free for the band.
Yep.
So if the band says, okay, I'm gonna sell this single for 20 euros, and you get a free concert ticket.
It would be about that for the fans.
For the fan, they'll have to open the wallet, put 20 euros in the
Yep.
wallet, and
Yep.
convert those 20 euros into Polygon
Yeah,
cryptocurrency,
through
and
the
use that to purchase, and then they own the single.
Yeah, so they have that token in the wallet, and then if you really implementing the thing with the ticketing and stuff, you can, there is a lot of solutions available, and the thing that it's not really hard to make own solution, that you coming over with your wallet, and at the gate there is just somebody scanning your wallet and seeing if that NFT really in your wallet.
Great, that's
so it doesn't involve any tickets at all in the physical way, but it's like the thing that you just like bring with you. Okay, that's my wallet. Here is it. You making transaction signing that you here. That's it.
So I guess we got to the very detail of that, right, from the start to the finish. And I guess the advice is check how much the Ethereum transactions cost at the moment?
There's a
or
lot.
use Polygon network?
Actually, there is a lot of things that could be done with different networks. So I gave this as the popular example. Same steps are for almost any blockchain. So for same Tezos or for same Solana, for same Vax, and they're using kind of similar protocols, let's say. So it's not really complicated if you got the idea of how it goes. It's not really difficult to go into any of the blockchain and experiment. Some of them are offering really great possibilities for promotion of your NFTs. And the other thing is that, for example, with art right now, Tezos network is one of the most popular and growing, in a way that you can easily put your art there and it will be really well accepted. So there is the huge community of exactly those who selling art on Tezos, and they are supportive and so on and so on. That's a great example of digital art community. For music, there is some attempts to use same counterparty which is on the Bitcoin blockchain, and different platforms offering that option. At some point, you can say that's kind of a light thing and play on that. So again, it's all going up to the way how you communicate and how you market it. So if it fits into your story and you can invest some, you can just use that. If it's not like up to you to, I don't know, spend a lot of money or do some complicated stuff, you can use something that's more available. So same, I don't know, on the same Polygon, make something like we just talked for the single, for the test, and see how your fan base reacting. In this case, it would be really a test that will show you if it's really the time for you to go there, or you need to make additional preparation. And we're coming back to the Ugnius question about why fans should go there. So that's the thing which you need to include in your story and tell them it's not like because it's popular and because it's modern and because we want to live in 21st century. So there should be some reasons why they really need to learn about that. So at the moment we still need to tell about most of the fans have no idea, unfortunately, what it is. And what it is, like starting from very beginning, so the idea about certificate. So most of the answers that I'm getting is it's the cryptocurrency, it's something with Bitcoin and something like that. So because of the whole picture that media trying to create with all the articles about fake scams and so on, people thinking that it's all this NFT is the bad thing, and the only thing that we will get out of that is that we will lose the money. So you need to start working with your community first. You need to create story, and then you step by step going up to the level when they are already ready to accept what you're doing in that digital form. And for that, you need a story. So it's really a specific thing for every type of artist. It doesn't matter which medium yours. You really can think about it and implement the story into the idea of education and development of the community on the, like, let's say, knowledge level, on the technical level.
Perfect. I guess we covered, as I said, from start to finish, the whole process if you actually want to sell that single with the concert tickets, and summed up well. Just if we have any more questions, we can take it. No questions for now. So just to say, like, you talked a lot about the community and the fans and the audience and how they need to be presented on what this whole thing is, and you mentioned a couple of examples where you also backed out from the initial strategy, and one of our subtopics also is to not be afraid if something didn't work out, and how to pivot the community and reenact them. So have you had any of those cases, and can you tell us about going the second time or maybe the third time, and how do you try again if something doesn't work out, trying to release your own NFT, for example?
So like I mentioned before, with that community that was negative, fully negative about that, that was the thing that we, let's say, we made the research about will it be accepted or not at the right time. So if that would have been like, okay, we're going in, we're like all in, we're doing the stuff, so that would be the kind of problem to straight away find the turnaround and then do the right thing. But like, do your own research first. That's probably the thing that will not help not to fail for the first time, but at least it will give you an idea. After the first research, if you're releasing something and you see what's happened, probably there could be two things. One is that community is not ready, and there should be a community work. So on this level, you need, again, to do research what your community really like and what type of the people they are. Are they more on the, let's say, interaction side? Are they more on the just the consumption side? So depending on what type are they, you can create a strategy how to involve them into the process. So it's not really about having a universal model that, like, if it's not working, do like this. No, it's again, it's like you're working with people, and as artists, you're releasing something, some like that, some not. You can kind of get why they not like, why they like. So what are the points that really connecting them with you? In this case, you can easily create a new strategy. If it's not on the community side, but it's on the, let's say, the readiness level. And readiness level, not because community against on the, like, on the mental, but on the just I'm not using any technical stuff. Great example from visual artists. Those who, older generation, those who like, we would like to pay, we don't want to use any computer or any phone, and we don't want to think about that, and we actually don't need it. So there is the thing that you need to exactly communicate and tell, again, back to the story, why you would like to use that, what it will bring. For artists, the great, let's say, the great bonus, I would say, is the secondary sales, that if their art would be resold, they will get their percentage from every sale. So that's the great thing, which almost always works. For music thing, right now it's not exactly this, because with music, you cannot right now say that it's really popular to collect these musical things. But if you can make musical collectible, which is limited, with every resale, it will again work for any musician. But again, you need to create this type of asset which will be collectible and that people would like to get. So if they cannot get it right now, so same limited set of posters, but in a digital form. So you getting the poster, you have additional bonus with some signed thing by artist, for example. So it goes like this, and on a way that you can resell it and you can track all these things and you can engage with the community on much more personal level in this case. So it gives you a new strategy how to actually involve people into the process.
I'm going a little bit more into the future. We discussed a little bit of how the Ethereum network is changing, how it's becoming more efficient. We also discussed on how the things in the Metaverse is changing, and you mentioned about the changing sort of legal implications and legal environment in terms of what the different rights that you can probably own when buying or selling the NFT. And How do you see the current future in the next, let's say, in the next 5 years? Where are we heading technologically, and where are we heading legal-wise? And how's the
I would
future
say
looking?
that 5 years is too much at the moment. Situation is changing really quickly.
Even faster, yeah.
Yeah, so probably 3 years might be this like some frame. Right now there is new blockchains appearing, new platforms appearing, which are focusing.
Like Polygon, you mentioned, yeah.
No, Polygon is kind of old already.
Kind of old, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know.
When did they start?
They are actually development of OpenSea, and that's the
Okay.
extension of Ethereum.
So that's to illustrate your message, how quickly things are changing as well, right?
So that was the reaction of the platform for the big fees for creation of the pieces of the assets, and they just created something that doesn't involve any first initial money. So it's just opening the whole NFT market for everyone, from I don't know, from some kid at the school up to great artists who already established. So that's about like friendliness. They're trying to bring this friendliness in, well, that's the personal opinion in a strange way, because of the still whole interface and the whole idea is not really user friendly at all, especially for those who are not into the technical thing. So hopefully that would be improved in that 3 years. So that would be really easy, and that would be really, let's say, inviting in a way to understand why you want to create it and the way you want to create it. That's the first thing. The other thing, that there already was experiments of exchange between blockchains, assets between blockchains. So if you have something on Ethereum, you can transfer it to another blockchain. So that's the thing. Then Metaverse already here. Definitely, same Facebook would try to push own rules and so on. I hope that the community, which is kind of hardcore and underground, that are really pushing the idea since many years ago, will stay that push from the Facebook amount of money, because they just can buy or spoil thing. That's, okay, normal thing in the modern world. And we will have much more examples how you can use different metaverses, again, interconnected, for your exact purposes. And that would be with own fan bases straight away. So it will be pre-ready-made communities that are welcoming new artists of exact type of art or music or any type of creativity that you have. And one of the things probably that will be only in the future is that it would be native on a level like we have it like this in the phone, like same Siri is AI in the phone. So hopefully it will be the same native way in the next 5 years. And all these payments that going through the cards right now, that some platforms claiming you can buy NFT with the card, that's kind of not exactly the thing which describe the procedure, because you still need to have a wallet and have this NFT, and not only pay by card, get something, and that's it. So that would be also more developed.
Because so it's going to be easier for the fans to buy.
Of course,
as well,
of course. Because if you just making something, you have this possibility to buy with the card. Where's your wallet? It's like you can buy NFT. Yeah, you're paying for something, you're getting that, and maybe it's on the distributed wallet at the platform. But if you, for example, I don't know, have some just application for wallet for the blockchain, you will not have it there.
And can you tell us a little bit about Web3? Why Web3? Are we in Web 2 now? What's the differences? Just a little bit.
We are kind of in transition. So Web3 is the decentralized internet, which is more happening on the level of let's say, on blockchain level. So you have different independent storages which are distributed, and you have Web3 addresses, and that's not connected with all the institutions, all the governments, and all this stuff. They are really in the, not in the cloud, but like in the blockchain. So you can run distributed apps, and they will run on the blockchain, and they will be not connected to any physical server. So it will be distributed all over the network. And right now there is a transition. It's in the very beginning still. So boom of buying addresses probably began 2 years ago with the Ethereum name system, with the domain names on Ethereum. And other blockchains included that possibility too. So for same Tezos, Fax, or other near blockchain. That would be probably in the next 3 years too. So we will see more examples of independent apps that happening, like that working on the blockchains, and that really doing it in a way that users would benefit from that, rather than companies that are usually have centralized servers and have centralized control over that.
Makes sense. I guess we're closing in, and just one of the last probably opportunities for any more questions if anyone has from the audience. I guess we covered quite intensively from start to finish, and we actually have one question there. If we can get the microphone. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. So the question, or maybe how I see it, if does the NFT have to be talking about music? If it's a song, for example, or the whole album, does it have to be only there, only in this platform? Not it cannot be uploaded somewhere else, like a stream in some streaming service or something.
So if we, like I mentioned about the exchange between blockchains, it's not really available at the moment, but if we will have this possibility soon, there will be no need to use any of the platforms because you have it already and you can easily get it from anywhere. And usually if you putting it on one platform or another platform, it usually connects with just fees that you're paying for use of this platform. So all other things, probably there is some platforms that doing own promotion of NFTs, but again, it's the paid feature. And that's not really the thing which change something. So you're putting out, you're getting, you're creating NFT, you're getting all the information in one, and you're starting promoting it, marketing it, engaging with the community. So it's up to you which platform to use, how much you want to spend on that. But if you don't have this strategy, probably it doesn't really matter which platform to use. So if you just put in out NFT and you believe that by some magical thing, someone will come and buy it, doesn't matter which platform.
Yeah, of course, but it's more like if you are theoretically, for example, you are a band consisting of several members, and they're working on some single, let's say. It costs them money, it costs them time, and they want to publish it, and to be the song has to be available for the listeners as wide as possible, not only for your fans but for the others to find. And so is it worth to experiment with the, or is more like for solo creators, like to try to pitch it just to create it like the NFT, but maybe for the band it's not worth then to,
Out of experience, it's worth to experiment. That's the first thing. But there should be, again, you need to know your community. You need to know the readiness level. And then you need to understand what you would like to release. If you're just releasing an album and you're trying to just spread it and push it, that's not really exactly thing which makes it unique in a way. So you just like putting it as on any, like you can put it at the same, I don't know, create a downloadable link and try to make physical advertisement for those who would like to buy this album. Go there, pay something, get download link and maybe some bonus. It will be the same. So if you have strategy and the strategy involves some really let's say at some point collectible thing, that would be added value for doing this activity. If it's just release and you would like to release it the same album on streamings and so on, it doesn't bring any additional value. So it's only like, oh, okay, we have an NFT too.
We had that perfect example with that single where we're also selling the concert ticket. So if we're selling the single and as an NFT and promising someone a concert ticket, can we also put that single on streaming platforms before and after?
Actually, it's up to you, because if you have the single on streaming and you have it already,
yeah,
there should be really some added value that you would like to go and buy it as NFT.
So that value of buying it and owning it and the concert ticket makes people to go. So I guess if that answers your question, you can put it on streaming services. It's probably recommended to add some extra value that people are going to get when they're buying an NFT for that, let's say, single as we're using in our example, and that's probably the best way to go, right?
The other example is that if you have a music video, for example, and this music video you can put on a wall in your metaverse and say that this is mine. This is mine. So that would be the other approach, but that exactly about the readiness of the audience. If they know what it is metaverse and how valuable to have such thing in their room. Just some other example which also works. So it actually works right now with the art. If you're buying a picture and you have the right to display it, you can put it on your wall in your metaverse, and that would be your thing. And it's like, you can just say that, okay, I'm owning this, it's on my wall here. Same like with the picture of regular, like physical artwork. I don't know, so it's, if you're owning it, you're just like happy about that. If you can also show it to someone else, okay, come on in, it's here on my wall. So right now, for those who are in the metaverse and for artists who understand that, this connection works really well.
Great. We have one more question.
You're talking a lot about community and fans, but could you give probably a bit of good examples or pieces of advices, probably how to start that community and how to get to know it? If you are at the very beginning of, for example, you are thinking about launching NFT collection, just the very start, how to market that and how to create the community.
Question is about you more on the visual side too, or you more on the media side?
Visual side.
Visual side,
yeah.
because the strategy, the beginning of the strategy might be the same for both, but with visual arts, it's better to, like definitely first steps is to create Twitter account and start interaction with those who are in the crypto art Twitter community. So that's one of the main steps. When you start interacting and you publishing in your Twitter your, let's say, work in progress, you just like you're creating a piece, and you started today, you created that, like half of the piece, you posting work in progress and saying like, oh, okay, I'm doing this and this. This would be my future NFT. Those who you interacting with, they are really open, and that's the great thing about the digital art community on the blockchain. They are really open, helpful, and they even like if somebody like it with thousands of followers, it's not a problem for them just to repost your work because you're new and you're doing something. Then, depending on what type of art you're doing, you better to explore different platforms and select the one that have most examples of type that you are just creating. Then you can start engaging with people on the same Twitter for the beginning, same people, those who are on that platform. Usually they are reposting each other. So that's the other thing about the platform-based thing, platform-based interaction. Then when you have your followers and you have enough followers and you would like to start your own communication, you're creating Discord. So it's not really necessary to create it from the beginning, like everybody's saying, like, oh, okay, I'll create Discord and straight away we'll have a community. And then like 5 people from time to time, like once in a month, maybe gather in one room. So only if you have already some following that you have, you can switch to exact interaction. So for music, actually, it's almost the same, but it's more difficult for artists who are creating musical pieces, share their work in progress at that frequent as the art. So for that, musicians collaborating with artists, and there is the great example how artists that started with their visual art, their journey in NFT world, can collaborate with musicians and go together. At that time, they can share the pieces and proof of work in progress things. And then they together creating much bigger community because they're interacting with their fan base and they're interacting with their. So there is the double plus. Then when it comes to the exactly moment of interaction, there should be already some sort of strategy. What I would like to, if I would like only to sell these pieces, or I would like to get some additional things, like come to my exhibition or come to my show, something like that. So that should be already in the thing. Then you're just making some basic event, like we gathering in one room, we're sharing our ideas, we're just talking, having fun, and so on and so on. At that event, you're making proof of attendance token. So those who attended the event getting this proof of attendance NFT, and that would be already some sort of okay, these are those who from the very beginning with me. Later, you can use it for additional bonuses.
Is it the same like white tickets or?
No, it's just let's say. Usually, it's the NFT that you cannot sell. It's just a proof that you were at that event.
Okay, thank you.
That's actually what I wanted to make for this event, but
Right.
but okay, Art Vilnius ate all my time. So okay, for the next one.
Yeah, for the next one.
And for the next one, hopefully, people will have wallets already.
Oh, yeah.
Just because right now it's.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, nice. Okay, and I guess just to sort of also to briefly sum up your answer, if I'm correct, it helps a lot to start engaging with the audience and showcasing and getting them involved in the creative process.
Exactly.
Well. So if you're making a track, maybe recording studio sessions, like different parts of the demo track that you have, or if you're a visual artist, then doing something that sort of showcases your progress.
And also that's the great way to involve people not only in the process of the creation, but also involve people in your story. So we still, everybody's now talking about that we are living in the Netflix time where personal story means much more than exactly the result. So if you can create and you have your story here and you can communicate your story and involve people in that story, at the same time sharing your progress, how you're going, that would be the best way to come to the point where you can already, with all that things developed, just make one small step and you are there.
Great. Any more questions? Last chance. Great. Any closing remarks from you, Gleb, then?
I guess today we had a nice interactive discussion, and probably we need to make some more.
Definitely. On that note, thank you very much for attending.
Thank you very
Gleb.
much.
Thank you, Music Business Association, for organizing. And if anyone wants to ask anything in person, I suppose Gleb is here, so you can grab them, ask them in person, anything you like. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.